Hello, fellow peasants. Tonight I'll be reviewing 2002's 28 Days Later. Okay, guys, so I watched 28 Days Later. This came out in 2002, directed by Danny Boyle, and stars Cillian Murphy. What's it about? Well, basically, this takes place over in England. Cambridge University is experimenting on primates with what's called a rage virus that spreads through the blood. And a group of animal activists break into the laboratory thinking they're going to help the animals, save them from the torment and the suffering of the experiments. And they don't know that they're going to unleash this massive virus onto the planet, and it's going to ruin society. And the rest of the film is basically where it cuts to like 28 days later. Cillian Murphy's in the hospital. He had like a concussion or something. He was basically in some sort of coma. He wakes up. The city of London is completely empty. He's all alone, and his parents are dead. He finds a group of people to hang out with and try to survive with. And at some point, they get a message over the radio. It's like a recording that says, hey, come to this place. We're soldiers. We have the answer to the virus. Come here. Here's where we're located. And they go there to seek refuge and get answers. And that's pretty much the gist of the overall film. For the sake of this review, and because the new film is coming out Friday, some people are probably in the midst of watching this for the first time, so I'm not going to get into spoilers in this review, okay? Because if I was doing this review a year or two ago, when 28 years later was not a thing, this would be different. But I don't want to spoil the film for anybody. If you haven't watched it yet, and you're doing what I'm doing, you're watching it right before you go to theaters. So anyway, what do I like? What do I not like about 28 Days Later? What I like about the film is it is original in the sense that this is the first time that zombies, some people will argue that they're zombies, this is the most realistic take on zombies. Okay, this made zombies possible. This is something that can happen. I mean, we saw this happen with COVID. You know, it leaked from a laboratory, spread around. I remember watching news reports from my basement down here of Manhattan empty, San Francisco empty, Las Vegas empty, city streets all over Europe empty. And I remember thinking, looking at the television, going, "This is it. I don't have to work anymore. Society's gonna fail. I don't have any more bills. This is crazy." You know, like there was that feeling in the air when COVID first hit, and there were curfews, and there were like X, Y, there were things when it first kicked off in 2020. It very much had a 28 Days Later vibe to it. And so what I like about this film is it can happen. This type of thing could happen. It made zombies possible. It's not dead people who were dead and came back to life and just start like gnawing on people. Like, this is an actual virus that spreads, and it could shut down human civilization as we know it. And so I love the realistic aspect of just the general idea, the plot, everything. Also, they run. This is the first time I had seen a zombie movie where they ran full speed, weren't just like walking around, like zombies. And they actually were like fast and climbed over things and broke through windows, and just they seemed very coherent and aware, unlike normal, typical zombies in movies before. Cinematography wise, this film is amazing. It's very documentary style. It's very rough shot. It was shot on like a shitty little digital camera in 480i. Only the last 3 minutes of the film, roughly, are shot in 35 millimeter. I've heard reasons why that is. I've heard that they ran into some money towards the end of production, and that's why they did it. I've also heard that it was intentionally done because now it's it no longer looks gritty and all that, because now there's hope, because, you know, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but there's a sense of hope at the end of the movie. And so yeah, so the way that it's shot is just, it gives you that very grounded, gritty, nasty documentary style that makes it feel even more raw and more, it feels like you're watching a news broadcast or something. It feels like you're watching found footage that was locked in a vault or something, and you're bearing witness to something like some atrocity that happened on the news or something. So dig the way it looks, dig the whole concept, the idea. I mean, the zombies in here, once again, just like the red eyes, very creepy. The performances in this, everyone gives a great performance. There are some moments where the dialogue feels a little wooden, but that's mostly due to the younger actress in the film. She has a few lines of dialogue that are not delivered very well, but overall, everyone here gives a pretty solid performance, I think. And so there's not much to complain about with this movie, really. The only negative I have for 28 Days Later is there's a decision made at one point in the film, and if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. It's a decision made where they decide to go. They take a path, like when they're leaving town to go to the military place to seek refuge and get the answers. They make a decision to go into a dark tunnel. Okay, and let's just say it's one of the dumbest fucking decisions I've seen in a horror movie ever. And there's also another decision made at one point in the film by somebody that if they had not made that very dumb, unnecessary decision, they still would have been alive throughout the rest of the film, possibly. So those two very bad, like to me, it was kind of bad writing in both situations. It felt like a means to an end, or just like, we need a scene here. This would be a cool scene, so let's have them make a stupid decision to get them into that scene. Or we need to get rid of this person, so let's have them make that decision. So I think, other than that, I mean, this is a great movie. Me and my cousin rented this back in 2002, 2003, when it came out on VHS or DVD back in the day when I was in high school. And I remember just being like, wow, that was intense. That was not your typical zombie flick. It's ultra violent, very gritty looking, and it's just a very realistic take on what can actually happen if a virus like this got out and shut down society, okay, and threatened the human population and whatnot. So stay tuned. I will be reviewing 28 Weeks Later tomorrow night, and then this Friday I'll be going to the opening night to watch 28 Years Later, and I'll be doing an out-of-theater reaction and a review for 28 Years Later this Friday as well. So stay tuned for those reviews, and let me know down in the comments below what you think about 28 Days Later. Have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.